I hate death. Dying is so depressing in general. I personally think it would be awesome to live forever. I would love to live until I'm 5,000 years old and have, 200 grandkids. That would be awesome. But why does mitosis in our body starts to break down? Why can't our little cells be happy and keep on dividing until we're old? And why does our skin get wrinkly? Why does our hair get white? These are all questions about aging that hasn't been answered yet. Aging is still a mystery, and as we get older, there's an increasing number of cell divisions that just goes wrong, and it can directly affect a body part or damage critical genetic information and DNA. And take the gene COX2 for example. It makes essential protein, and if the DNA replication goes wrong, then the daughter cells can lead to kidney or heart failure and start a whole bunch of army of diseases of who knows what may lead to death. There is a process of aging called senescence, and it takes place after we reach sexual maturity. And this process of aging happens in humans. We have all of this in common with everyone, and the chances of us being able to fight off diseases and illnesses greatly decreases, and this causes problems such as Alzheimer's and osteoporosis. A theory developed by Leonardo Hayflick states that a healthy human cell can only divide 40 to 60 times before the cell cannot divide anymore. This is called the Hayflick limit. Now, as we age, there are little caps at the end of each DNA called telomeres. So take my string from my sweater, for example. Say this is your chromosome. This will be your telomere because it is basically protecting the chromosome. So telomeres protect the chromosome. And as we age, each time the telomere gets shorter and shorter, and until the telomere isn't able to protect the cell anymore, and that's when the cell is not viable anymore, and apoptosis occurs and the cell is not able to divide. So basically, telomeres are the clocks ticking down the time for your cell, and the telomeres basically know when the cell is gonna die. New research have found that there's a link between the centromere location and aging. Centromeres are basically just what connects the two sister chromatids together, and scientists have found that in older fruit flies, sometimes the centromeres don't align properly, so the cell division has to stall until the centromeres are properly aligned before continuing mitosis. Researchers have also found a link between calorie intake and aging. So the more calorie you intake, the researchers found that it triggers the gene IDF1, which directs all the energy into growth. So if the calorie intake is less, then your metabolism switches gears, and actually growing bigger and stronger is less important than just staying alive and keeping the same number of cells throughout your body. But it has only been proven that the calorie intake theory, it has only been proven to work on mice. So please, please, please don't go and put yourself on a lettuce and water only diet. Because just because it works in mice does not mean that it will work on humans. There's a pretty recent story that the Russian scientist Anatoly Brunchkov has found a 3.5 million year old bacteria. Wow, that is older than my grandma. The 3.5 million year old bacteria is called Bacillus F, and he found it in the permafrost of the Sakha Republic in Siberia. He then injected this bacteria into himself and says, and I quote, that I started to work longer, I have never had the flu for the last 2 years, and after successful experiments on mice and fruit flies, I thought it would be interesting to try the inactivated bacterial culture. Now, this isn't a proper scientific experiment, but he says that it has a positive effect on him, and he is getting closer to discovering the mysteries of the immortal bacteria. Now, scientists have been getting closer to finding out why we age. The first aging experiment happened in 1921, and most of the scientists are dead now, and most of the test subjects are also dead. But the scientists have come closer to finding the answer of why we age and why our cells start to break down during our middle years. But as for now, try not to get hit by buses. Healthy diets, lots of exercise will definitely lead you a long and healthy life.